Good morning everyone. In this video, we will be discuss about what exactly fermentation is. But first, let me introduce my groupmates. My name is Muhammad Ali together with my groupmates Ashleya Mokahil and Iyad Ahmad. Now, what exactly fermentation? Fermentation is a metabolic process that converts sugar to acids or gases to alcohol. In addition, fermentation is chemical process by which molecules such as glucose, are broken down anaerobically. Furthermore, it is a chemical transformation of organic substances into simpler compounds by the action of enzymes. Let us now move on to the next topic that will be discussed by Ashleya Mukahil.
Good day, Ma'am Tita, and today we will going to tackle about lactic acid fermentation. In lactic acid fermentation, enzymes help convert pyruvic acid generated during glycolysis into lactic acid. Sometimes you may experience muscle fatigue after a strenuous exercise. This happens when there is deficiency in the supply of oxygen in the muscle cells after a hard work or nagpa-perform ka ng workout. This way, pyruvic acid could not proceed to the Krebs cycle. Instead, it enters the lactic acid fermentation pathway, an anaerobic pathway. This can go since oxygen is not necessary in the process. The soreness of pain that you feel during muscle fatigue is due to the temporary accumulation muscle fatigue of lactic acid in the muscle cells, which is due in turn to the lack of oxygen supply from your blood. Nagkukulang daw ng lactic acid sa dugo mo. This accumulated lactic acid is eventually transported by the blood from the muscle to the liver, where liver cells convert it to pyruvic acid. When the tissues receive adequate amount of oxygen, aerobic respiration will start again. The pyruvic acid produced from glycolysis is reduced to lactic acid by to the coenzyme NADH, which is iodized to NAD+. Lactic acid fermentation is a metabolic process by which glucose or other 6-carbon sugars converted into cellular energy and the metabolite lactate, which is lactic acid in solution. It is an anaerobic fermentation reaction that occurs in some bacteria and animal cells such as muscle cells. What lactic acid do in fermentation? Have other distinct advantages in the food become resistant to microbial spoilage and toxin development. Fermentation is a metabolic process na nagre-release ng energy sa mga sugar at iba pa. Ang fermentation ay gumagamit ng NAD+ bilang isang electron acceptor at nangangailangan ng input ng energy. Fermentation ay mayroong chemical reaction. Fermentation ay nahahati sa dalawang stages, which is the glycolysis and NAD+ regeneration. Ang glycolysis ay nagpo-provide ng supply ng supply of NAD+. NAD regeneration is the second stage of fermentation. Ang NAD regeneration is dito nagaganap sa cytoplasm ng cell na kung saan nagproproduce ng dalawang pyruvate form, two pyruvate from one glucose molecule at ATP yield na 1 to 2 ATPs. Example ng fermentation is sugar and bliss. Kung mayroong lactic acid fermentation, mayroon ding lactate acid fermentation. Ang lactate acid fermentation ay isang chemical sa body due to carbohydrates the science fermentation called zymology. Zymology. Most people think of lactic acid in their muscles during a tough workout. So yun nga nasabi ko kanina is nakukuha natin yung lactic acid due to hard working or after a workout. So, ang alcoholic acid fermentation is itatagal ni Iyad Sali.
So, good morning everyone. So I am Inakmat and today we will be talking about alcohol fermentation. So alcohol fermentation is the process through which sugars are converted to energy, resulting in the production of ethyl alcohol. So, ang pagbubura ng alcohol o ang pag-preserve nito ay ang proseso kung saan ang mga asukal ay nagko-convert sa enerhiya na nagre-resulta sa paggawa ng alcohol o alak. For thousands of years, humans have used these produce alcohol beverages such as beer and wine. Sa loob ng libu-libong taon, ang mga tao ay gumagamit ng fermentation o pag-iimbak at pag-preserve upang makagawa ng mga inuming nakakalasing tulad ng beer at alak. This is performed only by arcade organisms like yeast that contain the enzymes decarboxylase. Ito ay ginagampanan lamang ng mga arcane na organismo tulad ng yeast na naglalaman ng enzyme decarboxylase. These enzymes removes the terminal carbon dioxide, turning the 3-carbon pyruvate to 2-carbon acetaldehyde and reduce to ethyl alcohol by NAF. So, inaalis ng enzyme na ito ang terminal na carbon dioxide na ginagawang 2 or 2-carbon acetaldehyde ang 3-carbon pyruvate at binabawasan ng NADH sa ethyl alcohol. So, below this, a simple equation that will represent alcohol pathway. So, kung makita nyo sa book, merong sa baba na nakalagay dito sa baba ng report ko, which is the pyruvic acid plus NADH turns into alcohol plus NAD plus CO2 or carbon dioxide. So, let's proceed. So, it is also the CO2 or carbon dioxide that produces bubbles in beer and causes wine to sparkle. So, ang CO2 o carbon dioxide na ay gumagawa ng bula sa beer at nagiging sanhi ng pag-islak ng alak. So, ang carbon dioxide, which is gumagawa siya ng, like, nakakatulong siya sa paggawa ng alak. So, ito rin yung nagpapabula doon sa alak. And also, in baking, the CO2 produced by yeast from alcohol fermentation causes the dough to rise and form the spaces seen in a slice of bread. So, sa baking naman, ang CO2 o carbon dioxide na ginagawa ng yeast mula sa alcohol fermentation ay nagiging sanhi ng pagtaas ng masa at bumubuo ng puwang na may kita sa hiwa ng tinapay. So also ito rin yung nagiging sanhi ng pag-bake, or di ba kapag nagluluto tayo na kahit anong nilalagay sa mainit, like